What's good, y'all? It's your girl Drea. You're watching That's So Drea, and today I am back with another video, and we're on the couch, which means we need to talk. So let's get ready for this cozy conversation time. It's cozy conversation time. And this conversation, as you can tell by the title, is very, very deep. Okay, y'all, I brought me some water because, you know, I normally have my cups. Grab you a blanket, grab you a mug, put your favorite drink in the mug, and come on and have a seat because, sis, we gotta talk. Okay, before I get started, welcome to my channel. If you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like and comment that you're a new member of the family. And I'm so happy that you clicked on this video. I hope this video is encouraging. And yeah, your girl's just gonna tell her story. We're just gonna lay it all out, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna lay it all out. And I also have been sitting on this for a long time. I was not sure that I ever wanted to talk about this because it's so personal. But I was like, I feel like God has really been like maturing me and moving me past some things that I have struggled with so that I can finally just get to the point where I'm just living my life, just being myself and unashamed, unapologetic me. That's why the name of this YouTube is That's So Drea. It's just Drea. This is who she is, okay? So I kind of contemplated talking about this because it's very personal. So be nice in the comment section if people have things that they want to say. I'm bringing it to you also. I'm open for dialogue, but keep the conversation in the comment section. Nice. Be nice to each other, okay? Be nice. Be nice. All right, let's get into the video. We met in college, and not long after I graduated from high school, we met. You know, I was in college, obviously. I want to say I might have been like a year in college, if that. My sister actually set up a event for us all to be together because she was like, oh my God, you need to talk to this guy. You need to talk to him. And I'm just like, no, I don't. Like, I'm good over here. Like, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. So we end up talking to each other at the event. And he was really intriguing to me. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. This dude is so cool. Like, I really like talking to him. And so we started talking. And of course, as time progressed, we were talking more often. Now, he had just gotten out of a relationship and I wasn't looking for one. I mean, I wasn't opposed of one. It was complicated. Your girl was just, I was minding my business. I was literally trying to get my degree. Like, I was not even thinking I would meet a guy that I, you know, was engaged to, or a guy that would be my husband. So you just never know. And so anyway, he came to visit, we was at some event or somewhere publicly, and he came to meet, you know, to see me, I guess. And you know, after that we just kept talking. So he was just real cool, and we were like talking as friends. So that progressed over a period of time. I would like to say it was like months before we even started really trying to see if we would be something. And we just instantly kind of clicked. And as we were kind of getting to know each other, the conversation of relationship kept coming up. And I really was so adamant about just doing it God's way. Like, I really was super serious. I'm like, I love God. I love Jesus. I ain't trying to, look, ain't nobody got time for all of that, right? But I really liked him. So he was all down with me, like, yeah, let's do it God's way, you know, pressure, organic. We was just organic, right? And so we were really good friends. And that's when we started to turn into a relationship. And while we were talking with each other and getting to know each other, it got serious. And over a course of, I want to say we talked to each other for almost a year before it was like officially a dating thing. And then we dated and we just kicked it. We were friends and we were still young, but we kind of grew together, and until we did not grow. So anyway, we go together. So our conversation of marriage just kept coming up. It was just coming up, and we were very much involved in our church, and we were involved in, you know, our place of employment and things like that. So we were very much so like I would say we were a little bit more advanced. We weren't just like right out of high school. We were kind of in our thing. Like, he was working in his field, and then I was beginning to work in mine, sort of, kind of, or I was not quite in my field, but I was working towards that. So it just seemed like it made sense. As we began to get like closer, a lot of people are like, oh my God, like this relationship, we see y'all being XYZ. And I think the everyone around us saw what our relationship was turning into, and we did too, but I think we weren't quite sure. Is my neighbor up? We vacuuming? Like, that's what we doing? Anyway, so our conversation got closer and closer about marriage. We knew we wanted to do it God's way. That was something that we always talked about, but it started getting closer and closer. And now, like a year and a half into our relationship, like, he took me ring shopping. And so all the family, everybody was like, oh, this is a done deal. It was like a very much so everyone was involved. And I remember being young, and I imagined my wedding and things of that nature, but I didn't know how fast it was gonna come, but I was very much so like, I like him. Like, if I'm going to get it right, I'm gonna get it right with him. And as our relationship got closer, there were obviously some things that were affecting our relationship, that, you know, the normal stuff that happens in relationships with people, either they're immature in this area, or the other person is not hearing the other person out, or just the normal stuff. But it started to get, the closer we were talking about marriage, the more things started to like get like a red flag type thing. And anyway, we kept having conversations about different things that was really, that, you know, he didn't like that I was doing, and I didn't like that he was doing. And it was just kind of one of those things we always just discussed. We communicated. That was one thing I liked about our relationship. Like, we communicated with each other. However, sometimes it would be like, are we waiting this long to communicate this thing? Like, why are we waiting until it's a big old wildfire before we talk about it? Like, when it's a little smoke and we see a little smoke under that, we should just lift it up and deal with it. Like, let's not wait until it's a fire, a forest fire. So I think that was one of the things that really affected our relationship really, really bad. Let's get to the proposal. So about a year and a half into our relationship, there was this big ordeal. We were working in ministry, and we were like ordained to kind of work, I guess that's the word, ordained to work with the youth. And I feel like the pressures of us taking on all those roles and things like that, and still dealing with our own stuff personally, like we both had issues that we didn't work on ourselves before we even tried to get into this serious relationship. And that was a major thing. I know from my perspective, that was a major issue for us. Is we were young, we were very young, and we were mature in our own ways, but a lot of the issues that we were dealing with, we should have dealt with before we approached marriage and something more permanent. And so I just remember being nervous, knowing that I was getting close to I felt like he was getting close to propose, but I was like super nervous because I felt like I had to fight through so much to be what I felt like he wanted me to be, as well as what I wanted to be, right? And so it was the pressures of being young and being in a relationship that's serious. And so I just remember, like, right before everything was happening, I didn't know when I was getting proposed to, but we went and looked at rings. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm telling my friends, oh my God, like, we're gonna get rings. Like, I'm super excited. And a lot of my college friends are like, I'm cool with them to this day. And everybody was in similar states. Like everybody was with this person that they was with and they met in college and they were serious with, and they talked about marriage, and they all Christians. And so it was like we all were moving towards that. I felt like our group. So the girls would be like, oh my God, he told me this today. And we're like, oh my God, he told me this. So we were going back and forth, sharing our excitement. But I remember having some hesitation because there was some disconnects with us, and how I envisioned me walking and being completely sold out at the altar there were some deal breakers that I just couldn't let go. I couldn't settle with. And some of those things I was very young, so that was in my young mentality. But some of those things I still have today. There's some of those things that were important for me to hold on to because it helped me, make the decision. Obviously, there's no ring, spoiler alert. So there was no wedding. So I'll tell you how that all came to be. Whew, y'all, this is hard. This is some juicy stuff. I'm also trying to respect the person too as well. So if you guys could respect my discretion here. But I do feel like someone can learn from this. So, this is hard. So where did it go wrong? So here we are leading up to our engagement, and he's asking me, who all would you want at your engagement? And I'm like, XYZ. And my sister was living in Cali at the time, and I was like, I would love for my sister to be here for me for all my engagement and all that. So we just talking, and I'm riding on the street, like we riding in the car, and I was like, why are you asking all these questions? But I felt like his personality was real mellow, so he was chill. I'm like, oh, he just kind of like taking notes for later. This dude had this whole thing planned. Him and my mom got real sneaky, and a lot of my family and friends were real sneaky, and they planned this proposal. And it was a beautiful proposal. It was, one of the biggest days of my life. I had, launched my book of my story, my testimony of my life, and I just wrote the book and published it. And so I was on like this little, we call it a mini book tour, because I had been invited to a couple places to talk about my book and kind of talk about my story. So for the grand book signing, he proposed at my book signing, and it was really beautiful. I mean, I remember, and it's funny because I look back at this, I remember when I was up talking and he starts to, do the whole proposal, and I'm like, is this dude walking in the aisle in the middle of me? Y'all, it's so funny. But it was, y'all, your girl was like, did this dude just, I was really shook, like what is going on? I was really out of it. I also was super hungry, and I was exhausted because that day we were running. I knew I had to sit up for this, and I knew it was exciting. I knew so many people were coming, and I didn't know who all was coming but my mom. If she's gonna do something, she's gonna do it big. So it was so many people there, people from my childhood, people like family, folks I ain't talked to in forever. And they were all there, and I just remember like being shook. And when he proposed to me, I didn't know what to say, but I knew I had some reservations. But it was like I didn't know at the time. It was like everything went away. It was like, but we're gonna work it out. Like it's like all is well. I know, right? So in my mind, in my little young mind, some of the things that were concerning for me and I wasn't sure about, you're not gonna know everything when you get married. I know that. But some of the big things that I was concerned about, that should have been like, whoa, let's take marriage off the table. Let's just talk. Let's figure this thing out. But in the moment, it's that, hey, I'm hopeful. We gonna work. This is not gonna be no problem. Like we gonna be good. And later on, obviously, as you guys can tell, I'm not married yet, but we ended up not going through with the wedding. Okay, and so we were very close to getting married, not at the altar, but we were very close to being married, and the wedding was called off. Now, if y'all want to know how that happened, then you have to watch the next video, because I'm going to talk about the whole process, my mindset, what I was thinking, and what made me call off the wedding. So make sure, if you like this so far, part 1 of this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more real content, more fun, but just stuff that I really want to give you guys, relatable stuff. And I feel like my story and my testimony can help some people if you're in this position, or if you have been, or you can relate. You know, I want to know what you have to say. Like, comment below your thoughts, your questions, and maybe, you know, I'll do a Q&A, but I will be doing the second half of this video. So make sure that you turn on your bell notification when you subscribe to the channel, and let your girl know that you are part of the family in the comment section and what you want to know. I'll see you all in the next video. I love you all so much, and you just watched the episode of That's So Drea, and I'll see you all next time.